y'all, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. Tonight I'm keeping it super simple. So we just did some pasta. I have this Garden Delight veggie rotini with some of this Great Value pasta sauce. And I have just topped that with a little Parmesan cheese. And then for my bread, I have the Kroger brand garlic 3 cheese with mozzarella, provolone, and Parmesan. And then I just made a little side salad with tomato, crouton, and some of this Olive Garden Italian dressing. And yeah, that is our easy meatless Monday.
On Tuesday, I made some pulled pork in my Instant Pot. So I started off with this boneless pork sirloin roast. It was right at 3 pounds. So first off, I just trimmed off as much fat as I could. And then I just chopped it up into 6 large chunks. And I went and washed my hands, of course. And then I just seasoned it up. So I kept it super simple with just some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And then I just rubbed that into the meat really well. So next, I just threw all of my meat into my pot, and then I took a can of Dr. Pepper and I just poured the whole thing all over the meat. This is how I have also always made my pulled pork in the crock pot. I think that it really tenderizes the meat. And then next, I just take some barbecue sauce and squirt a little bit in there as well. But I think next time I'm going to leave that step out because you will be draining off that liquid after it cooks and then adding barbecue sauce after. So it just felt kind of wasteful. But then I just placed it inside of my Instant Pot, and then I tapped that manual button and I set my timer for 50 minutes. After that 50 minutes was up, I let it natural release for 10, and then I did a quick release. Here is what it looked like after it was fully cooked. I just removed that meat to a separate bowl, and then I drained off all of the liquid, and I took 2 forks and shredded it up. It shredded super easy. It was really tender. I love that I can have this done in just an hour compared to the 8 hours that I'm used to cooking it in the slow cooker. We always have our dinner early because of Josh's work schedule, so this was definitely the faster and better way for us. After it was all shredded, I just dumped it back into the Instant Pot, and I topped it with some more barbecue sauce and stirred it all together, and I just kept it on the warm function. I served this on hamburger buns with a slice of cheese and some coleslaw on top. So I did do my coleslaw a little different this time, so I figured that I would show y'all. So I just used a bag of the already shredded cabbage along with some of this Marzetti slaw dressing. I put in 1 cup, and then I just mixed that together really well. And then I covered it and put it in my fridge for several hours. Honestly, I didn't like it too much at first, but the next day after it had set overnight, I liked it a lot better. On the side, I served it with some of these Green Giant broccoli and cheese tots. I love these. I cooked those up in my air fryer, and this was just such a delicious dinner. On Wednesday, I turned that leftover pulled pork into taquitos. They were so good and crispy. I will show y'all a clip of how I put it together in a minute. I made a little dipping sauce out of sour cream and barbecue sauce, and then we also had some more of that leftover coleslaw. On Thursday, I had dinner at my parents' house, so my dad made some chicken with egg noodles. There's white meat and dark meat, and then some potatoes that he boiled in chicken broth and butter, along with some cornbread and green beans. On Friday, I made some creamy ranch chicken, so I just placed 2 chicken breasts in my crock pot along with a little bit of water, and I cooked that on high for 2 hours. In this mixing bowl, I have a can of cream of chicken along with half a packet of the ranch seasoning mix. I just mixed that all together, and once my chicken was fully cooked, I just dumped off the excess liquid, and then I spread that creamy ranch mixture all over the top. and then I placed my lid on and I let it cook for 30 minutes on high, and this is what it looked like when it was done. I served it over some rice and I sprinkled some pepper on top of my chicken. And I used to be afraid of cooking food on high in my crock pot, but this chicken was seriously cooked so perfect and it was super tender. I served some peas on the side, and here's the kids' plates. I also gave them a mandarin orange, and they love this. Surprisingly, they ate their whole plate. I was super happy, and this was my favorite meal of the week. On Saturday, we had breakfast for dinner, so I had some of these maple sausage links in my freezer that I let thaw out, and then I just cooked those up in my skillet. Once they were fully cooked, I removed those to a separate plate, and I wiped down my skillet. So I will be rolling those up into some French toast. So for my wet mixture, I have some eggs, flour, milk, sugar, vanilla, and cinnamon. I'm pretty sure I said everything. If not, I will have this recipe linked in the description box. And then I just took some plain old white sandwich bread, and I took off the crust, and I took a rolling pin to flatten them out. Next, I just took some butter and let it melt into my pan. This is the same skillet that I cooked that sausage in. And then I just started taking the sausage links and rolling them up into that bread as tightly as I could. And then I dumped them into that egg mixture and placed them in that buttered skillet. And I just let those cook for a couple of minutes on each side until they were brown and crispy. And I did cook these on a low temperature because you definitely don't want them to burn. This came out so delicious. I served some of this Log Cabin sugar-free syrup on the side, and I also made some scrambled eggs, and we had some sliced peaches. On Sunday, we went out to eat at O'Charlie's, and that wraps up this week. I hope that you enjoyed the video and got some different ideas. If you're new here, I hope that you'll subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that each and every one of you have an amazing Christmas. See you guys in the next one.